Hi guys, today I'm here to talk about my favorite products, movies, music, and everything else that I've been loving during the past month or so. As per usual, I'm gonna start with beauty products, and I only have one to talk about this month. I've literally been wearing the same eye makeup look for 3 weeks straight because I fell in love with an eyeshadow. From the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. I've had this palette for a really long time, like literally years, and I've always loved it. I love all the like bronzy shades, which are right up my alley. But the other day I decided that I was gonna film a New Year's Eve kind of makeup tutorial for my online store's Facebook page. If you haven't seen that video yet, by the way, I'm gonna link it down below, but this is the look I came up with. And I don't know, this shade just kind of seemed the perfect match for like a New Year's Eve type of look because it is a dark shade with almost like a blue duochrome kind of effect, and when you blend it out it leaves like a rusty kind of color behind, like in the crease. It is just so beautiful and I can't get enough of it. I have the urge to wear it for every single party that I'm going to this month or any like nighttime occasion because it's just the most beautiful thing ever. So yeah, this is the shades that, you know, I've been loving this month. When it comes to other makeup products though, I've just been kind of using my old favorites, and I've also been testing out quite a lot of products, but I haven't been wearing them to an extent where I could say, you know, they're like my favorite product of the month. So I'm gonna leave those for, you know, maybe next time. But now I'm gonna move on to all the other random favorites. So if we start with music, I am still obsessed with Lady Gaga's new album Joanne, but I have already talked about it so much in the past few months that I'm not gonna like mention it again. Although I just did that, didn't I? Anyway, my music favorite of November is Tom Odell. Tom Odell is like one of my all-time favorite artists. I was obsessed with his last album, which I think he released quite a few years ago now, like 2-3 years ago maybe, but I was obsessed with his album. I liked every single song from that album. But then like in the past year or so, I kind of forgot about him, like because he wasn't, you know, coming out with like any new music until a couple of months ago, or now more than a couple of months, when he released his new album, which is just as amazing. And yeah, I've just been obsessing over him again, listening to the new songs, to the old songs. And my favorite song from this album by far is a song called Magnetized. I wish YouTube wasn't so strict with copyright because I would love to play it for you, but I am gonna link it down below in case you want to go check it out. Right, TV shows. Last month I've really been loving this new TV show called American Housewife. And it's just really funny. It's about, obviously, this American housewife and her family who live in a very rich neighborhood. But the American housewife, who is the main character, she's completely different from all the other people who live there. And she's just kind of trying to raise her family in her own way. Amongst all those people. And I know this like description doesn't sound super exciting, but I just love the humor. It gives me Bridget Jones kind of vibes a little bit, which brings me to my next favorite, which is Bridget Jones and the Baby. Is this how the title is called? I don't remember, but basically the last Bridget Jones movie. And I know the title has something to do with a baby, I'm not sure what the exact title is because I forgot. But yeah, I finally watched it. I love all the Bridget Jones movies and I was really looking forward to the new one. And yeah, I finally watched it. I loved it. Is that kind of a movie that you watch when you're just like really tired and want to relax, order some takeaway and, you know, have a laugh, have a bit of a cry? Yeah, I did really enjoy it. I just don't know what happened to Bridget Jones's face, or I guess, you know, the actress's face, because something went wrong and it's not looking quite right anymore. So yeah, that actually did bother me a little bit, just because like the facial expressions weren't there. But yeah, I did really enjoy the movie and I'm sure I'll watch it again at one point. Then I have another recommendation for you to watch. It's a documentary called Before the Flood. It's a National Geographic documentary, but you can watch it for free on YouTube. It's a documentary about the climate change, pretty much. Leonardo DiCaprio is like some kind of a host of the documentary. He talks to a whole bunch of experts who explain the effects of, you know, the climate change, and he also explores the options of what all of us can do to kind of prevent further damage and completely ruin our planet. But yeah, the documentary is really good. It is made really well. It's not boring at all. And it also explores a very important topic. It really made me think of, you know, what I could do to kind of help the situation a little bit, because we all need to do something. You know, I've never really been like a wasteful person. I've always kind of been switching off the lights, not wasting excess water, you know, recycling, using my own tote bags to go to the store, to, you know, not buy extra plastic bags and stuff like that. And I obviously like don't have a car and I constantly use public transport and stuff like that. So I think I'm pretty good in that department, but there's obviously a lot more that I could do. Especially when it comes to my diet. I'm not gonna go like all vegan on you right now because I don't have plans on becoming a vegan. But the documentary definitely made me think, especially the part about like beef. You'll know what I'm talking about when you watch it, but yeah, the beef part definitely got me thinking, and I decided to stop eating beef. I'm not saying I'm never gonna eat it again, because I know I'm not gonna be able to resist a burger here and there. So, you know, a couple of times a year when I go out to eat, I probably will have beef, but I'm just not gonna have it anymore on a regular basis. I'm not gonna buy it to, you know, prepare meals at home, which I used to do in like the past few years, since I moved to London. Before I moved to London, I actually didn't really consume beef. My family didn't eat beef very often, and I've never been a fan of it, to be honest. For some reason, I started buying quite a lot of like quarter pounders after I moved to London. I think it's just because they're like quick to make. With some veggies on the side. But yeah, I decided to stop buying those. So yeah, that was kind of my decision, and I guess we'll see how it goes. I currently don't have any problems with not eating beef anymore. But enough about food and TV now. My last favorite is actually a podcast. I used to listen to podcasts all the time while I was, you know, commuting to work, but because I work from home, I kind of stopped doing it, because usually when I'm working, I'm either, you know, working and focusing on my work, or I'm listening to music, or, you know, watching YouTube videos on the side while I'm doing other stuff. And I don't know, I just kind of forgot about podcasts, but I got into them recently again. I love listening to them when I cook for some reason. And the podcast that I have discovered recently is called Ladies Who Lunch. And it was created by fellow YouTubers Ingrid and Kat. There's a lot of YouTubers out there with good podcasts, but I really like this one because they discuss more serious topics like anxiety, loneliness, feminism. The episodes are just very well structured with a lot of information, a lot of different opinions, so you get like different points of view on the subject. I just really enjoy listening to it, to hear people's thoughts on the topics, and also sometimes advice, because they're actually really good at that as well. But yeah, these were all of my favorites for the month of November. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!